Hey gang, AV here, and welcome to the second to last figure in my Sideshow Christmas countdown. And today we're going to be having a look at Spider-Man from Spider-Man 3, the Sam Raimi film. Once again, this is a Hot Toys figure. Their packaging is rather standard. It's usually like a shoebox style. Just because it is kind of tucked away in the corner, I'll just pick up the box cover real quick, just to show that off. So you've got this spider is actually a separate piece. You can kind of see there's like a pattern detail on the red, very similar to the one that showed up on his costume in the film. Product shot right there on the bottom side, on the top, whatever, and then a big empty box on the inside. But like I said, shoebox style. So once you lift that cover off, you are presented with this. And that is just a cardboard insert that you lift off. And then you get the item tray. And I'm going to have to go through in detail everything in here. Alright. As you can see, this is where the figure would go. That's where his stand is. This is like the compartment where you get the little added building base, which I will show you in a minute. Then you've got a huge assortment of hands and different types of web line. Basically, since this one has already got the little wrist hinge attached, I don't know if you can see that or not. But since this one's already got the little wrist hinge attached, what you do is the individual strands of webbing. Try to get one out of here so I can show it off. They have this little loop. You see that? Not sure how well that's coming. There we go. And basically what you do is you just unplug the hand, put the peg through the loop, tuck this end of the web underneath his wrist, or underneath his sleeve, and then bang, it comes out looking like he's shooting a web line. Now obviously he's going to be doing it from this way, and he's going to have the signature, but like I said, this one's already got the wrist hinge attached, so it's easier to show it off with this one. But that's how you have him shooting his web. And then let's say he's already shot a web line out. He comes with not one but two super long web lines. And they have the little plug on the end. And when you have a hand shaped like this, that plug plugs into his hand. If I can just line it up properly on camera, that would be a miracle. Because that's just not the way things work on my channel. You guys know that. Nothing's ever easy. If I'm not stuttering, my dog is eating, or things are falling over, or whatever. Ah, there we go. See? Holds it very nicely. And then he's got these little squiggly things. These are the web line ends, which, you guessed it, plug into the bottom of his hand. So just had you plugged in there. Alright. But anyway, so you can have them posed, you know, like that. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. Just bear with me for a second. Let me put my stuff away there. Now he like you've seen earlier, he does come with several different types of hands. You know, he's got the closed fists, he's got the swinging hands, he's got the dramatic palm opened hands, like the one I've got him posed with now, as well as a relaxed palm, and then the signature web shooting hands. He comes with extra wrist hinges, and that's about it for that. Everything else is on the figure, so let me close this up. And we can finally have a good look at the figure itself. And there he is. And this is his building base. Show that off really quick. This is plastic, but it's got a hell of a lot of nice texture detail on it. Looks like the real thing. You may have noticed the seam in the middle. That's because it pegs together. But it's a good prop. Very good prop. And for the figure, $360. And like you would have guessed, it's got the crotch cradle. Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man. Now the figure itself, the costume is ridiculous. It is all one piece. I mean, there are seams here and there from when it was stitched together, obviously, but it's all one piece. The only breaks in the costume are here at the sleeves where you plug the hands in, and at the very bottom of the feet where they have a plastic plug that holds it in. Everything else, it's all one piece. It's not a separate. There are no separate boots. There are no separate pants. Even the mask, it all continues. It's all one piece. Which means no matter how you pose his neck, the webs will line up. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Now, it's Spider-Man. He's in a very posable body, and it's a very posable character. As you can imagine, having a spandex costume like this doesn't look like anything's going to hinder his movement at all, so you should be able to get some crazy poses out of this figure. And that is true, but you have to be careful because it is one piece. It's easy to stretch this costume, and you don't want it to bunch up in too many areas. You don't want to rub off the webbing detail, so you still want to be. You don't want it to catch on any of the joints underneath. So while you can pose him very, very dynamically, you want to do it very carefully. That's what I'm getting at. But very, very highly detailed figure. Very, very nice. As you can see, I've got the little web line, and like I explained earlier, it has the loop on the end. I just unplugged the hand, stuck the peg through the hoop, plugged the hand back in, and I tucked the little end underneath his sleeve, and bada bing, bada boom. It looks like he's firing it. Very cool. The only drawback to these, as you've probably noticed, is gravity. Gravity will make them sag a little bit over time. However, if you have him on a permanent display, and for instance, if he's using this and it's grabbing something specific, a little bit of sticky tack will go a long way to keeping that straight. Just, you know, stick it on this end to whatever he's webbing and you should be fine. But he's got great range of motion. He's got the ankle pivot, forward, back. You know, you want to be careful with the boots again because that's where the costume connects. Very nicely detailed. Very nicely done. I love the way this figure looks. I mean, that is just crazy. And like I said, no matter where you pose his arms or his neck or turn his head, all of his webs will line up, and that's just incredible. The only time they won't is on the hands, but if you look here, it's possible to make his hands line up too. You just have to take the time to do it, you know. Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome figure, actually. Awesome. And that was the second to last figure in my Sideshow collectible, Sideshow Christmas Countdown. I forgot what I was even doing. My Sideshow Christmas Countdown. That's what I'm doing. That was the second to last figure. It's no surprise who the very last figure is going to be. And you will see a hell of a lot more of him in just a couple of days. So this has been AV. Take care.